So this is unbelievable. We just got more information about the situation going on in Quantico. You already know the big news last week. I've been predicting it for a long time now. Something big is coming. Everyone knows that the generals and the admirals are being called on an emergency meeting to gather in Quantico for some big update. A friend of mine that we're going to meet with right now that works on the base in Quantico is telling me that security is starting to get crazy there. They're preparing for, of course, all the leadership, but what they're being told is to be on alert. So, with everything going on with the news and space, I just saw another video that was sent to me the other day. I reached out to the guy talking about asteroid Atlas 3I. They have radar footage and radio waves that are coming from a huge vessel of some sort. And I'm trying to piece together exactly what it's trying to communicate. I'm not sure if it's just noise coming from the vessel or if it's some encoded message, but it is consistent, persistent. This is huge. Be ready for big updates next week.
All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutation to all the brothers and a few sisters out there. Onto us like foreigners from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob Shalom in the Hebrew, which means peace. And what he's speaking of is what we heard last week, that all the top generals were summoned to this one area throughout all the military force, and to discuss about many things. I'll say that much. About many things. It's not just the asteroid that's supposed to come. I'll put the other video up because of the simple fact that is the main thing. That's the main thing that they're concerned of. I forgot which top scientist said it the best. It said, the real enemy is not here on Earth. The real enemies are the ones that's coming from the heavens. So it's clear as day that what's happening, they make is coming to their mind that the war of all wars is heading to them. So they're gathering their top generals for the potential World War III and truly the war of Armageddon. All right, which technically Armageddon means hurrah, God won, which means mountain of troops, but the war in the heavens. And I believe he said it as well. Top brass from Space Force, all the military might, top brass, maybe 2 stars and up, is going to this council, preparing themselves for the greatest ass whipping that they're about to receive. Because this is not, it's not going to be a fair fight. And the Lord is purposely doing this just to rouse them up. So I was, through the spirit of thinking about it, like what's happening is the counsel of the wicked. All right. A couple of scriptures, which was kind of ironic, though, I must say. I went to Jeremiah 49:7, right? Because that was the premise of the show I was going to do it on. And when I went to the precepts, a particular precept came about. I was like, wow, look at that. And then that precept is this. It says, Job 5:12, he disappointeth the device of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform the enterprise. Which is ironic because overall, these top generals, they all serve. They don't serve the United States interests. These top brass that's coming um, together are a representation of the top elites. All right. The elites have, I want to say, infiltrate. They they militarize every nation's military to protect their interests. And a main entrance is bringing in the new world order. All right. So the new world order runs Washington, runs Russia, runs all these different nations. This is all part of their masterful plan. So for them, for the Bible Hub Blue Letter to bring that precept, is really very foretelling of what they already know. All right, because once again, the precept is Jeremiah 49:7, and it's the main subject of that um chapter is on Esau, Edom, and this is the precept. All right, the counsel of the wicked. It says, "He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the forward is carried headlong." So right now they have a council of the top brass individual men for multiple fronts of war. It's not no just one sided. They're just concerned about the heavens. They're concerned about every single war. It's to fight in multiple wars at one time. This is exactly what's happening right now. Um, Psalms, I'm going to jump back and forth with this one. Psalms 2:1, it says, "Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing?" What it raging part is all of them, all these nations, all right, wanted the top position. This is why the U.S. Military is top military men are trying to figure out to fight multiple wars. One, to keep power for themselves. Two, to prevent, to hurt and harm their enemies in the way where they have them. This is not no, you know, you just go and fight the ops and, you know, when they hang out and this, that, to the third, you shoot them. No, 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 no. This is how to harm your enemy, even without even shooting a gun. This is why they have, what's that damn group again? Well, not they work for the CIA, but there's another term for it, where they go to different nations and overthrow governments, economic hitmen, and so forth. Trust, it's not no just sending the military. They think in every aspect. And really the top of the military is the CIA. All right. The CIA is responsible for everything because the CIA weakens nations. And by weakening the nations, you allow your army to come and to take them down. So all these things are happening simultaneously, which, like I said, let me go to this real quick. Jeremiah 49:7 concerning Edom. So the head point prophecy against Edom. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, is no wisdom more in Teman? Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? So wisdom, obviously, Teman and wisdom goes hand in hand because Teman, when you go into the land, Teman, that's what they call Germany today, which we all know by now that after World War II, the German scientists were split. But truly, the Temanites, they weren't Germans. They were small hatters. So the top scientists were all small hatters. So they took the top scientists to build the nuclear missiles and the rocket and other advanced technology. Well, at the time, that right. So these are the top brass, the top brass of the U.S. military of today. So the scripture says, "Is counsel perish from the prudent?" So their counsel, all they have done to to perfect and to perform what they wanted to in order to have dominance over the planet Earth. This is why Joel, the third chapter, said about the weak saying it is strong, because that technology was not um, exclusive, meaning only to the three parties that split it. It was Britain, Russia, and America that split. That technology is also a part of all the other nations now. Is easy accessible. All right. And that technology was supposed to be the technology to flex ultimately the end game, to end all that stands. All right. This is not no ordinary bomb that was created. This is not no ordinary counsel that was taken. This came from the left hand side. So the Lord is like daring, like, look, was all your counsel, all of this that you have done, are you that dumb? You don't know what's gonna happen to you, right? Is there wisdom vanish? Flee ye, turn back, dwell deep, O inhabitants of Dedan, for I will bring the calamity of Esau upon him, the time that I will visit him. So knowing that, they know that they about to be visited. This is why all eyes are on in space. All the chaos that's taking down our earth, which is also conducted by Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, which is playing in the minds of the people, but all eyes are in space. The focal point is on space. Okay. So let me look at NLT says right here, turn and flee, hide in the deep caves. These are cave dwellers. This is why they built underground bunkers. All right. Um, there was a video I did long ago. I forgot the name of the damn mountain where they had a satanic um ritual or ceremony for this mountain that they opened up. All right, and I believe it was in Europe. I mean, it was a full blown satanic ritual that was being done. So they fleeing. They are running to setting up to go into the mountains. It says who? I said you who lived in the den, for I will bring disaster on Esau at the time when I punish him. So the disaster is taking place. This is why they're preparing for this great feat. And the Lord is playing with them to believe that they stand a chance. That video of them shooting that Hellcat at that chariot, technically, that's an act of war. All right? That is truly an act of war. You don't know from whence it came from and if it's hostile or not. But the top elites know it is hostile. All right. Matter of fact, since I'm saying that, let me actually use the other one. what was that? Jeremiah 49, right? 49, 8. Since I said that, yes, it is a hostile force that's coming in, extremely hostile. And they've been watching for a long period of time. And now you just dedicated, declare war on it. How foolish can you be? It says Zechariah 5:1. It says, Then I turned and lifted up my eyes and looked, behold, flying roll. And he said unto me, What seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof is 10 cubits. Then said he unto me, This is a curse that goeth forth over the face of the earth, the whole earth. For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off. So who's the great thief on the planet Earth? Esau. Esau is a fugitive. So these chariots, the chariots of Israel, has been monitoring Esau's behavior as a testimony against him. And the judges that are on earth, which are the prophets, are telling Esau he's about to go down. Because the chariots and the Lord is not going to come and explain nothing to them. The Lord has declared war on this man long ago. That's what the scripture says in 2nd of the 16th chapter. The Lord has threatened who should not be beaten into powder in his presence. The Lord is threatening. And we see why the Lord is threatening. All right. You're the biggest thief in the planet Earth. There's more military bases on the planet Earth, US military bases, than any other nation on the planet Earth. It's about maintaining the power that they have, the little power that they have, and the Lord is monitoring. The precept to that is Proverbs 15:3, which tells you that the eyes of the Lord are in every place. That eyes of the Lord is the chariots. All right. And it's seeming that the chariots are continuously showing themselves. All right. It says, For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off as on this side according to it, and everyone that sweareth shall be cut off as on that side according to it. So this is a hostile thing, right? And the hostility wasn't displayed. The chariots didn't attack. All right. They said that the chariots would go to nuclear sites and start the clock. And then as soon as it goes down to zero or close to zero, it stops playing with it. Just playing around with them. There was man, I was in my archives, but there was the video of the chariot dismantle a missile with ease. All right, with ease. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find it. Here it is. A missile was supposed to be their ultimate weapon. A chariot just completely dismantled it. So, are they hostile? Absolutely. Absolutely, they're hostile. But they haven't done nothing. And I always say, if outside looking in, they are a big threat. But the threat that they pose is not because man is so in advance that he's a threat to them. Because they could have easily took man down, if you want to use that analogy. This is all prophetic. The Lord has allowed this man to rise up so he could take him down. So all these planning and these side deals, all these things that they're doing, I'm gonna get this real quick, is just to prove them that the Lord is more powerful than them. And that's scary. Well, for them, Isaiah 29:15, it says, Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord, and their works are in the dark. So prior to these things being known, there's plenty of different meetings that was taking place, and it's all been the same: how to tear down, men and so forth. And the Lord seeing everything. He says, and they say, who sees us and who knoweth us? So yeah, this they've been plotting, they've been trying to dismantle, to destroy the Lord's people and the Lord Himself. They have dedicated war to the Lord because they know that they only have, the scripture says, they only have but a short time. Okay, so we in some beautiful times right now. Going back to Jeremiah 49 and 9, it says, if grape gatherers come to thee, would they not leave some glimmering grapes? If thieves by night, they will destroy till they have enough. So when somebody comes to steal, they steal as much as they can steal, right? But when Yahweh Shai comes, He's about to take everything from this man. He's not gonna leave him not a single ounce, not a single resource, not a single anything. All right, everything's gonna be taken from him. And these bastards know what's coming for them. It says, but I have made Esau bare. So all his secrets are out. All right. War are not fought just by force. War is secrets. Okay. You don't want the enemy to know what you have. You want to have certain things on it on the enemy. All right. How strong they are. What are their weak points? All right. Intelligence. War is really fought in an intelligent manner before it's the physical. It says in let me get this real quick. Was it Luke 7? I mean, you know what? Let me just type it in. Luke. I know it's in Luke. How is that again? Strong man. So they want to know, first and foremost, the American army is weak. And they know that that's why they're gonna have drafts. They're gonna do whatever it takes to fill up that lot. But it's not gonna be enough. That's what they are allowing people, they have to discuss that. It says Luke 20:11-21. Actually, it's supposed to be, no. It's not this one. It says it's peace, which is a good one. It's not the one I was thinking about. It says Luke 11:21. It says, when a strong man armed keepeth his palace, his goods are at peace. But when a stronger than he shall come upon him and overcome him, he taketh from him all his armory, when he trusted, and divided his spoils. So this is how they always take down the enemy. It's all about knowing. All right, is the other one when it says, let me see let's see what precept. I have to get this one because it's gonna bother me. Same thing. It says okay, count. Luke 14, and I'm gonna go up. No. 9. Luke 31, 14:31. Or what king going to make war against another king sitteth not down first and consulteth whether he be able with 10,000 to meet him that's coming against him with 20,000. So true wisdom, true counsel, you have to figure out what and whom you're dealing with. You need intel, right? You need intel if you are able to take this person down. Some odd reason, the Lord has put in this man's mind to believe that he can take him down. Something that we don't see. And the Lord is pushing this man to advance his technology so so that way he could take him down. So going back to Jeremiah 49 and 10, he says, I have made bare Esau, I have uncovered his secret places. So the Lord is telling all his intel, all right, and he shall not be able to hide himself. And this is why everybody's around the world is coming against Esau, all right? American, French, English, whatever, Edomites, especially Amalek. There's a campaign around the world to come against Amalek. Amalek is being fully exposed. All right. It says his seed is spoiled, and his brethren, and his neighbor, and he is not. And it's truly talking about Amalek. All right. Amalek has the world effed up. And their position is to maintain their power. All this infighting within Esau is by Amalek. All right. And it it says, leave thy fatherless children, I will preserve them alive, and let the widows trust in me. Because the Lord is about to annihilate these people. All right. The Lord is about to annihilate these people. This is another thing where Benjamin, not a Jew, he have all the influencers on TikTok, on Instagram, well, not really, just TikTok and all the podcasts and everything like that to push his agenda is to maintain a positive outlook for themselves, because the nations are catching up. Everybody's catching up and realizing what's happening. This is why they have to speed things up. They have put things in law. You have the no-high laws where you can't speak nothing against them. That debacle of last week when Benjamin, not a Jew, went to the UN, and what ended up happening was everybody walked out. And outside of that, everybody walking out was what? A protest. So the information war, they're losing because the law is exposing them. So here it is. They don't know nothing about the heavens. They think in their mind they could take down what's in the heavens. But the Lord, the Most High, Yahweh, through Yahweh Shai, is exposing Esau. So who really has the power? Okay. How much information do you have on the heavens? How many chariots is out there? You can't tell. So this is a losing battle that they coming that they're in. All right. You already lost. It says, for thus saith Yahweh, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have surely drunken, which is what Israel. Israel was not supposed to drink of the cup of slavery. All right. Yet they drunk the cup of slavery. Consistently be humiliated for all eyes of the people, because it's a campaign, a media campaign against the true Israelites. All right. Oh, they're the biggest thieves, they're the biggest threats. And no standing army, no nothing. So we had to drink of every single thing. And now the punishment is up. It says, art thou he that shall go altogether unpunished? Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink. So the Lord has said to you, Esau, Edom, that you going to go into captivity. You're going. So you could have all the counsels in the world. You could do everything in the dark, in the secret, in public, whatever you want to do. You could turn everybody's anger towards the heavens. It doesn't matter. The Lord's still coming for you. All right. For I have sworn by myself, saith the Lord, Yahweh, that Basra shall become a desolation. So and the scripture tells you not to swear not. So if the Most High sweared, he's like, look, ain't nobody above me. I guarantee you I'm going to take these people down. That's exactly what's happened. All right. It says, a reproach, a waste, a curse, and all the cities thereof shall be perpetual waste. All right, real quick. So, and what's going to cause this great perpetual waste? The Lord. The Lord's going to, he's about to show himself. All right. He's only flexing so much. The angels can't wait. So, realm. It says, second Ezra 13 and 31. And one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, which we are entering right now. The Lord is the one that's all these mass shootings and all these different things, and it's coming out more and more that is white on white crime. That is the Lord's doing. All right. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua is doing. It says one place against another, one people against another, and one realm against another. So this is all out Royal Rumble situation. So that act of them shooting that hellfire on that chariot, at that chariot, Slovakia, that was a declaration of war on an interdimensional level. This man's on a suicidal mission. All right. And he believed that he's gonna win this. He really believes he's gonna win this because the Lord put that spirit, pride to go before destruction. Okay. It says, I have heard a rumor from the Lord. An ambassador is sent unto the heathen, which was Gomar Nassar, the prime minister of Egypt. I believe it was 1940. Well, I can't, maybe the 1950s. Yeah, I made a statement. He said, how the Jews left white and come back. No, sorry. How the Jews left black. That's Satan. How the Jews left black and came back white. And there was that. What war was that? That was called the 6-Day War. All right. After they came into the land of Israel, Palestine. Gather ye together, come against her, and the raise up the battle. So the nation, the Islamic nations went to war with Israel. Israel, those people that call themselves Israelis, has never had peace, and now all these their neighbors, they're attacking all their neighbors. They're causing all the wars in the world right now, currently, because they are the problem child. So them not getting peace most likely was because they the ones that was starting everything. They probably started their own attacks during that time. All right, which I won't be surprised because everything that's happened is conducted by them. For lo, I will make thee small among the heathen and despised among men. So that little land is being despised, especially today. Those people are the most despised people on the planet Earth. Not because how they look, it's because of all the acts that they do. showing the Lord is showing the world who he truly despises. All right. It says, thy terribleness have deceived thee, and thy pride of thine heart, O that dwellest in the clefts of the rock. Caucasians. It says, NLT, the terror you inspire and the pride of your heart have deceived you. So that was a spirit. Not only the CIA is the top agents of chaos, you have the Mossad, all right, who's above them all. You have what's the M5 or not M7, but you have the British version. But the Mossad has caused a whole sort of tyranny on the planet Earth. All right, they all have started something. So these devils has been truly filling themselves for a long period of time. They have been enjoying the fruits of their demonic behavior, and they felt like nothing could happen to them. It says, you who lived in the clefts of the rocks, who occupy the heights of hill, though you build your nest as high as the eagles, space stations, and so forth, from there will I bring you down, declares the Lord. So Yahweh Bashem Yahshua is about to take this man out of power. All right. He's the one that's doing it. Edom will become an object of horror. All who pass by will be appalled and will scoff because of all its wounds. As Sodom and Egypt were overthrown, along with their neighboring towns, save the Lord, so no one will live there, no people will dwell there. And it's talking about what? America. America is about to be the greatest desert on the planet Earth. So they can have all the councils that they want. They could do whatever they deemed it. All the multiple wars in all fronts. They're making war with China, Russia, North Korea, the BRICS nations. Let's wrap it up. Manipulating the NATO. They got to keep NATO in check. All right. Wars on their own citizen. Okay, in all front, maintain the war that they have on the true Israelites, which are Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and then top it all, they want to make war with the heavens and the King of Kings, Lord of Lords, Yahweh Shai. That's an ambitious, that's very ambitious people. But hey, the challenge is accepted. Lord could have had you just maintain your focus on Him, but the Lord's spreading you out thin. It says, like a lion coming up from the Jordan thickens to a rich pasturing land, I would chase Edom from its land in an instant. Because the Lion of Judah, Yahweh Shai, is on his way. All right. The three-eyed Atlas, now they're saying intelligent. They're getting some sort of intelligent. It moves different. It's bigger than half of the sun. A whole bunch of stuff. They don't know what's going on. But if it's publicly coming out like that, it's not what people think it is. All right. There are worse possible outcomes for this place, for this land. Because Yahweh Shai said he's coming as a thief. All right. Who is the chosen one? I will point over this. Who is like me? Who can challenge me? Yeah. And what shepherd can stand against me? Who's gonna challenge the Lord? That's a wow. I like this version. Who's gonna challenge Yahweh Shai? Who's gonna be the one? Esau, you think you bad? Go ahead. Your fortune is done. It says, therefore, here what the Lord has planned against Edom, what he has purpose against those who live in Teman. So the wise men, right? The young the younger of the flock will be dragged away, which is not talking about it's true. Let me read it. I gotta flip back. It says, therefore hear the counsel of the Lord that he have taken against Edom, and his purpose he have purpose against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. So it's drawing out America. Apostle Paul was going into it and how what was it, Spain, Greece, and France sending aid. No, sorry, Spain, Italy, and Greece sending aid to Palestine, and the Israelis attacked it, which would invoke Article 5, which would have which would split NATO to its core. All right. I won't be surprised if Israelis become a whatchamacallit, a honorary member of NATO to appease the forces, because they're not done bringing in the chaos. But that land of Israel, those Israelis are pulling America to a war that is not going to come out of. That war is against Iran, which is going to eventually against Russia, which is World War III. All right. And they just keep drawing them in and keep pulling them in. It says, surely he shall make the habitation desolate with them. Why? Because this is the war that's going to end them. All right. This is the counsel that the Lord has purpose against Esau. All right. That's against everything that he stands for. All that worthlessness that he's been conducting, this the Lord's just building him up to destroy him. All right. That's the destiny. So with that being said, shalom to the elected nations. Shalom.